Hi class, this is the social justice video blog, which is really one of my favorite assignments because social justice is the reason I'm pursuing my degree, although I find it a very challenging topic. So the first prompt is to give our own golden rule for counseling, and mine comes from narrative therapy. It's a quote from Michael White, and he says, "The person is not the problem is the problem." And that quote keeps me out of the ditch so many times when you're tempted to think that really the person is the problem. But when you step back and look at all of the issues that were brought up in the article this week by Creether and Winterhold, you see that it's more complicated than that, with systems and oppression and injustice and all the things that we've been considering. So that's my favorite quote. And then there were a lot of Bible verses. It was hard to pick just one, but I did pick one. So my Bible verse is Isaiah 1:17, and to quote, "Learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, plead the widow's cause." And so frequently in social justice issues with systemic poverty, we do see fatherlessness as a cause that changes the course of children's lives. I interact with that on a daily basis. And then an action that I was willing to commit to, this was really fun. I just got my dog certified as a therapy dog yesterday, and that's a big step. Been working on that for 2 years, and by having her certified, I can take her out in public and work with her to raise awareness about the social justice issue that I deal with, which is sex trafficking. And I can blog. So my next big step in raising awareness is blogging, as well as having her continue to interact with the women. But that's my big commitment. And then just wrapping this up, I wish there were easier answers in social justice. And I don't ever want to sound negative, but it was interesting that the article brought up that Christianity may or may not promote a social justice cause. I thought that was one of the most interesting comments I'd ever read. And of course, we all know the gospel can be misapplied. It can be legalistic. We can all make mistakes, or it could be full of hyper grace. But I honestly think that all of the solutions for social justice are found within the gospel, and that Christ was the liberator of women, and that outside of that, ethics separated from the Bible can do a lot of harm. I thought it was interesting, there's so many admonitions not to apply your own values, and it's challenging. It challenges me every day. I was working with a woman recently, and her brothers, they're both felons. They both come from the African American community, from the ghetto. And one of them, his goal is to father 12 children. He doesn't want to marry any of the women involved, doesn't want to have it from the same woman. He doesn't necessarily want to parent. He just wants to produce more African American males from his own seed. It's a form of manliness for him, a man who obviously has a lot of social issues. And he doesn't want to work. He wouldn't work if he could. He's been offered a lot of opportunities for help, remediation, education, so many things she told me about for years and years, and he just refuses that. So she comes from a multi-generational family with poverty issues and systemic dysfunctional issues. It's complicated, and it's not simple to step in and to do interventions that change that system. So in a values-free approach, I think that could have as many problems as maybe applying too much of our own values. But without the values of Christ, I would find very little hope, at least in my days. So I hope as you all consider this and move forward, you each find your own keys, and that we do unite to make a just society. Thank you.